What is laser beam? The magic light that travels in a straight line. We often hear about laser beam, but surprisingly we know little about it. Isn't it? The truth is, this magic light is often used around us and it makes our lives easier. Well, let's get to know more about it.
I'm Rocket Beam. I will tell you how laser was first created and how it works.
Look, it is a laser light show. Isn't it beautiful?
I wonder how they make these light.
Laser beams are very powerful. You know that diamond is the hardest material on the earth, right? Well, a laser beam can drill a hole into a diamond.
Laser drilling service.
Also, it can make a hole through fibers that are as thin as a strand of hair. It can also travel approximate 380,000 kilometers in a straight line from the Earth to the Moon.
Wow!
I wonder how laser beams are different from sunlight or electric light.
Well, let us find out. Sunlight spreads around us, in all directions, and makes our surrounding brighter. The electric light and candles also do the same, right? But laser beams just travel in single, straight direction.
This is the big difference between sunlight or light from an electric bulb and a laser beam.
How can the laser beam travel in a straight line?
Well, before we get to that, it is important to understand a fact about light. Now, here is a quiz for you. How many colors does sunlight have?
1. White.
Well, it looks white, but actually it is not. Now look at sunlight through a prism. There are 7 colors. This shows that sunlight is actually a combination of 7 different colors. If a laser beam is passed through a beam,
Look, the color hasn't changed.
That's true.
there is only one type of light in the laser, and that's why unlike sunlight it does not show different colors.
But how is it connected to the fact that it travels in one straight line?
A light ray is a wave, electric wave, that vibrates at a very high speed as it advances. In a wave, there are points which peak like mountains and those which lie low like valleys. The distance between one peak and another is called wavelength. In the case of sunlight, all the colors contained in the light have different wavelength. But there is only one type of light in a laser beam. So, in a laser beam not only the wavelength, but also the peaks of the wave are perfectly aligned, right?
The origin of laser. The word laser is the acronym of light amplification by stimulated emission of radiation, which means the amplified light that is produced by induced emission. This name given by Gordon Buell, who graduated from Columbia University in North America. He was not able to produce the laser beam, but he is known for devising the prototype that creates the laser beam.
And when the wavelength and the phase are the same, the light is not spread and will travel in one straight line. The energy of this beam is also concentrated, and hence it is possible to drill a hole in diamonds or even a strand of hair.
I see.
I see.
Well, let me now explain how the laser beam is created. All materials are made up of atoms. Air, water, and even the human body is composed of atoms. This is the structure of an atom. Around the nucleus there are many orbits. When heat or light energy is added to the atom, the electron gets excited and moves to the outer orbit. But since the outer orbit is unstable, the electron eventually returns to its original orbit. At that time, the excess energy is emitted as photon, a unit of light. This is called natural emission. Sunlight, light from an electric bulb, etc. are emitted in this manner. But the wavelength and the phase of the light that is naturally emitted is scattered. So in order to create a laser beam we need a totally different method. Now, here are 2 atoms that are electrically charged. When the electron in atom A tries to get back to its original orbit and emits light, atom B, which receives the light, also emits light whose wavelength and phase are exactly similar to that of atom A. This is called induced emission. When there are a large number of electrically charged atoms, the amount of induced emission will be higher. Strong rays of light that have similar wavelength and phase will be created. This is the basis of laser beams. Now let us see how laser is created in a device.
What is this?
This is called ruby laser, and it is a device which helps to create laser through a man-made cylindrical ruby. First, the flashlight is switched on to pass the light. With this, the atoms inside the ruby get electrically charged. Now, the charged atoms will induce emission in one another. The number of atoms that are electrically charged will progressively increase, and there will be more charged atoms than uncharged ones, creating light that has the same wavelength and phase. These rays of light will reflect between both the mirrors several times, and their energy will amplify. This is how strong laser beams that have the same wavelength and phase are created. The laser beam passes out in a straight line through the translucent mirror. This is how a laser beam is made.
The light is powered up by reflecting them in the mirror, isn't it? By the way, when was the laser beam invented?
Laser beams were first created in the year 1960. It was Maimon from North America who first succeeded in creating the laser beam. He used the ruby laser device. However, in 1916, the genius physicist, Albert Einstein, was the one who found out the theory of induced emission. It can be said that the history of the laser beam starts from this point. Initially, laser beams were mainly used to increase the efficiency of weapons. So, it was primarily developed for use by military forces. Later on, this technology found wide application in manufacturing industry. Currently, more than 40 different types of lasers have been developed. Even now, a lot of research is going on about lasers. Laser beams are often used around us. In CD players and laser printers. The barcode reader that reads the price on the products in the supermarkets. Holographic lasers are used in horror houses. Other than that, there are optical fibers that make high-speed communication possible. It has greatly helped in the development of communication technology as well. Also, lasers are also used to find the exact distance between the Earth and the Moon.
Oh, yeah?
I didn't know that.
In the medical field, laser scalpels are used to perform various kinds of surgeries. In eyesight restoration surgeries. It is also used in removing moles, wrinkles, and hair.
We did not know that it is used so often around us.
Laser beams are lights that travel straight with perfectly aligned wavelength and phase. As it is used in various fields, it is also known as one of the greatest inventions of the 20th century.
Thanks for watching.